Hi Charlotte, we're on the beach at Balsay?
Yes.
At Balsay, everyone is here.
Hi, Charlotte.
Bench is also here, but he is asleep under his t-shirt. I don't know what else to say. Hi Charlotte, so you left Frankfurt after all this time. I guess we miss you, and hopefully these videos will give you at least a taste of the things that could have been, and just to let you know that we're getting by without you. So I guess this video was going to be about how nothing's really changed, because it hasn't been very long. It's been like a week. It's Sunday today. But then everything went and kind of changed. It turns out that a lot of things have actually changed since you've gone. Not least of which is the weather is really, really nice. As you can see, I am no longer at the beach, but I was there just yesterday. And I say beach, I mean the repurposed gravel mine that they've made into a beach. Like that's just what it is. I've been there once before. It was much hotter. It was like 34 degrees, and we didn't have a beach umbrella because we thought that maybe they would have beach umbrellas for rent or something, and they did not. This time it was a lot less crowded and it was just really nice. So yay, Frankfurt. It's really hot again today, and they say it's going to kind of continue to be hot, which is great. And I can't believe I'm actually just talking about the weather like a crazy English person. I heard that that there are flood warnings in the UK, just to rub it in, so sorry. I guess you left at the wrong time. Yeah, so things have changed and some things have stayed the same. The building down the road that was on fire still hasn't been fixed up. It's still Spargel season. It's always going to be Spargel season. Although it is at least strawberry season as well, so we get that. Also, the painting behind me is done by one of the art students that Stevens Company sponsors, and it's very nice, and it is here. So it's a lovely picture of Paris at twilight or something, but it's really good. In other news, because you know, leaving and stuff is really hard, we found a news story from around Frankfurt that's really sweet and just nice, and will hopefully cheer you up. Cheer anyone up who's watching this, if anyone else ever watches this, in case you are sad. And that is, it starts with two little girls going missing, which sounds really grim, but it's not, I promise. So these two little girls went missing, and they were away for like a night or two, and obviously like the police were called and people were searching the countryside, because it wasn't in like central Frankfurt, it was, you know, just outside. So people were like searching all of like the farmland and the fields and stuff, and the local news was covering it, so a journalist went out to have a look. He actually came across these two little girls, and he was like, wait a minute. So he's like, are you the girls who are missing? And they were like, no, that's not us at all. And he was like, no, but really. And it turns out that one of them was carrying a load of hay and the other was wearing riding boots. And he was like, wait a minute. And they both had their bikes with them. And one of the things that they'd all been told, like all the people who were looking for them, they'd been told that these girls were like horse crazy and they were riding bikes. So this guy was like, yeah, it's you, isn't it? And it turns out that like they had just run away to a farm because they loved horses so much and they wanted to go live on a farm. So that turned out fine in the end, and as someone we both know would have said, no serious injuries. So I hope that in the course of these videos there will be more adorable stories like that I'll just be able to tell you. I would be able to tell you what happened at Sneak on Monday, but I didn't go because, as you know, I was full of cold, and basically as soon as you left I was full of cold and it was terrible. but hopefully that won't happen again. So yeah, here we are. You've actually gone, you're in England. Because I've kind of moved around a little bit as well, and every time I go home it strikes me kind of that things change without me being there. Not so much because my town is really small and most of the changes are, oh, this charity shop has become a different charity shop, or like, my dad has remodeled the kitchen again, and it became a game with them for a while. Like, they'd kind of stand there and watch me go in and kind of count the things that I completely didn't notice had changed at all. But when I left Tokyo actually, and I was only there for a year as part of my year abroad, and I actually haven't been back. We used to, when we were all out there and we'd hang around in like the same little tiny corner. So we weren't particularly adventurous, we basically just, we all lived, or most of us lived kind of really central, and we were just like, right, well, this is where we live now. So we would just hang around there all the time, like these little places, and we used to go to like the same live clubs, and we went to the same little restaurants, and we had a little kind of group of izakayas that we used to go to, whatever. And when I left, one of my friends stayed a lot longer because she was basically just going to come straight back to uni from Japan, which was crazy, but she is amazing and pulled it off. And she would, like, every now and then, like, you know, you talk to her and she'd be like, oh, that restaurant that we used to go to is gone. Like, there was this tiny little, we called it the Ninja Restaurant, because we couldn't read the sign because it was in like really fancy hiragana that I could not read at all. And it was really nice inside. It was like this tiny little place, and it was the one place we found that could do really, really nice steak. And then one day it was gone. Just like a couple of weeks after we left. It was obviously just one of these little pop-up places that don't last very long. Yeah, so my question to you is, now that you're back at home, have things kind of changed a lot? Like, what's changed and what's stayed the same? Feel free to ask me a question with your next video, although the answer will probably just be, it's really boring and Frankfurt. Yeah, so I hope to see your next video soon, and I hope this one doesn't go on very long. I'll cut out a lot of the terrible things that I said. Okay, so see you in your next video.